one of our members asked in the live show about now that the Republicans look like they might hold the Senate, and Biden is likely to win the presidency, are we even going to get a public option? And the immediate answer is no, hell no. So good night, good luck. No, but there is one way we could get it. And so if you leave it up to Democratic leadership, there's a 0% chance. So if this was mainstream media, first of all, they wouldn't even have this discussion. They don't care about the public option. They don't want it. They're largely funded by drug companies and insurance companies, et cetera. But if they were forced into having this conversation, they would have a surface level analysis of like, well, I don't know if you progressives knew this. I know you're all children, but the Republicans control the Senate. If they don't want it, then you don't have the votes. We did analysis. High five. Let's go home. Okay. Or here's an idea. We now have 10 Justice Democrats in Congress. One of them, or maybe all of them, say no. You said public option. I don't care that the Republicans hold the Senate. We're going to fight for public option. Now, you say, okay, but what's the point if they're just going to block you in the Senate? Well, it's a thing called public pressure. It's called making your own case and driving down their poll numbers until they're worried about their own power, and then you win. This used to be super elementary politics, and I'm talking to people in mainstream media and corporate Democrats like they're children because they speak like they're children. Like, well, I mean, if we don't have the votes, we give up immediately, don't we? No, Johnny, you might want to try harder. So in this case, the Republicans will vote it down in the Senate, and then what do? You say, well, they might not even introduce it. But then you go and you start campaigning in vulnerable Republican seats that are coming up in the Senate, and you say this guy's against your health care. He doesn't want you to have an option. He says, no, you have to buy private insurance, and if private insurance says no to you, you're gonna die. Well, we want to give you a public option so that there's no chance at all that if you get sick, you'll die. So which one is it? Which one do you want? And you just pound them mercilessly. This guy's against an option. He's against your freedom. He's against freedom, but that's true. It's true in this case. All the public option is so unoffensive. It's the government saying, you can buy private insurance all day long. We're not changing any of that system. If you want, you could buy government insurance. You don't have to go on government doctors. There's no government hospitals. It's just government insurance, and you don't have to go on it. It's just a choice. Do you want that choice? Because it'll protect you better. And likely, by the way, it'll be cheaper. That's why the private insurance doesn't want it. But okay, either way, do you want it or don't you want it? Well, almost every American is gonna go, yeah, I definitely want that. Well, in fact, when they were considering the Affordable Care Act, it polled at 70%. Now it polls even higher. So if you have a massive advantage in the polling on an issue, you fight on that ground, because that is good ground to fight on politically. It helps you, it hurts your opponents. I have to talk to them like children, because for the last 40 years, they have not done this. Democrats just go, oh, we don't have the votes. I guess we give up and go home. So we're gonna find out if the progressives in Congress have strength, because that's the strong move to do. You force the Democrats into that fight, so they force the Republicans into that fight. But if they go in and Nancy Pelosi says no, and they listen to her because, oh, she's the Speaker of the House, and in the culture in Washington is we all bow our heads, then no, we will not get the public option, let alone Medicare for all or any other progressive priorities. If the progressives in Congress don't have the guts to challenge Pelosi and Schumer, nothing will get done at all with a Biden presidency and a Republican Senate. Stone cold fact.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that outcome. Mostly because I don't even believe that moderate Democrats want a public option.
No, of course not. But you, Anna, you embarrass them into it too. So how would you do that? You get on the floor of the House and you go, my colleagues say they don't want a public option, even though they're Democrats. It polls at, let's make up numbers here because I don't have them in front of me, but it's in this ballpark. It polls at 78% nationwide and 93% with Democrats. Why is my Democratic colleague from Connecticut opposed to 93% of his own voters? Now that's actually a really simple thing to say, and that guy is devastated. And now he's worried about a primary, and he's worried about losing what he thought was a safe seat. So why do Democrats or progressives never do that? It breaks etiquette in DC. Now, I love the Just Democrats that are already there. And they've done amazing things already in breaking down barriers and fighting for policy issues, rhetorically, etc. But have you ever seen them speak out against a fellow Democrat like that? Because that's the third rail. And if you do that, not only does the entire Democratic Party turn against you, but the entire media turns against you. So that's why I say it takes guts. So I'm hopeful that one of them will do it, which will then create a domino effect within the Progressive Caucus, which could create a domino effect in the Democrats if they think, hey, look, Eliot Engel did lose to Jamal Bowman. Lacey Clay did lose to Cori Bush. Joe Crowley did lose to AOC. Am I sure my seat is safe? And then you introduce new Justice Democrat primary challengers, and all of a sudden, you get a Democratic Party fighting for the public option. That's my plan. Let's see how it turns out. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.